you, God!
Yeah. Guess what? We back. And we got Scoop back.
What up, though? I missed y'all.
I just looked up and you got glasses on. You totally caught me off guard. You stupid. This is the Mighty Royal Family, and this is the Crown of Glory podcast, episode 14 of them things. You know what I'm saying?
What's up with me?
I am your humble servant, warrior, king, Rico champion. I got the great Bambino.
Yeah.
He be loved today.
Be loved.
We got J1, Jamar Blessed in the place to be.
What up, though?
We got Glenn on the cool check-in the corner. And we back to reach the people, touch the people, and move the people in a kingdom way. We love you. Welcome back. Welcome back, Scoop.
What's up?
Hey, Rico.
So how y'all doing?
You mind if I chime in for a minute?
Go ahead. Since you chimed in.
It look like it's
let's,
about to
you
get
know
deep.
what? Let's go ahead and turn the music off for a minute, if you don't mind. You know, a few weeks ago, Scoop,
Okay.
you was talking about the book of Numbers. And that hit me, what you said, the things that you said. And I was thinking, Numbers. And I got inspired.
Okay.
But I would like to express myself in the form of song.
Are we doing all this?
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Gotta give me a second. I gotta
Go ahead on, brother.
regroup. Hold on. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45.
I thought he was on to something.
All right, what's up? What's up, y'all? How we doing? What's going on? Yes, sir.
Bino, you stupid.
Oh man, I've been holding that all day.
And we easy like Saturday afternoon, like not
Yeah.
Saturday morning. Afternoon.
Yeah.
And J1,
What's happening?
we happy to have you back.
I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here.
And now it's your part to open up the show and tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on IG at crown_of_glory_360. And you can also find us on Twitter. Follow us at Twitter at COG360.
Yep.
And, you know, tune in to YouTube, our YouTube channel, Crown of Glory 360,
Yep.
which consists of these podcasts.
Yep.
Come holla at us.
Mhm.
We also can find us on
Yeah.
emails at crownofglory360gmail.com. And it's like that, yo.
Like
Yeah,
that. See,
just like that.
You do those announcements so much better than me. Yeah. You don't miss any more podcasts.
And he didn't do the Blessed Vision voice.
True.
Yeah.
I guess I did the Blessed Vision
Yes.
voice in the front, so you know what I'm saying?
You did the Rafael Della Ghetto
Nah, man.
voice.
So, Rico, how's your week been, man?
Good. You know, started the new gig, second week at the new gig, and you know what I'm saying, just pushing through. You know what I'm saying?
You like it?
You know, I always pause when people ask me if I like a job, because I don't know, I kind of associate that with, you know, I like my job, but I don't really like any job where I'm working for somebody else. That's just how I keep myself in a space of entrepreneurial work for myself space, so I don't allow myself to like any job. But it's cool. I mean, you know, it's work. I'm grateful for it. Praise God for it. You know what I'm saying? It's an increase in them cheese chippers.
Right.
Cheese chippers.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's slick, it's work. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely appreciative for it. Definitely thanking God for it and not taking it for granted. And, you know, all praise to the Most High God Yahweh.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? But everything's slick. What up, school? But how you bouncing back like cooked?
Yeah,
I
I'm better. I'm better. I'm way better. One thing about this week that is very beautiful is that I've been getting revelation from God about a lot of things.
Okay.
I think we talked about it earlier through text, and actually we talked about it on the phone about how I was some things that in the Bible that I felt like I should have known already just hit me so Jesus was talking about this when he was in Matthew when he said it was written, and then I found out that it came out of another book, but God had put it all together for me for this reason, for this show, for what I got going on today.
Yeah.
And so I had a good week. Went bowling with the kids last night.
So we was speculating. My bad. We was speculating on if your absence was due to being fat. You care to confirm or deny?
I'm gonna confirm that, but not only that. One thing that I didn't mention at the doctor's office was that I binge on energy drinks. So I got a new diet. No energy drinks. No soda. No soda.
No soda.
No soda. No
coffee if needed.
No coffee.
No coffee. Y'all, you killing all caffeine.
No caffeine.
Yeah.
No
just proper eating and getting rest.
Yeah,
proper rest.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's why we usually compensate with caffeine. It's poor diet and lack of rest.
The blood ain't flowing cool.
Right. My pressure, my blood pressure was actually low for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's a whole shift.
That's because you was dying, yo.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we joke about like the worst type of stuff. So we working on that.
Right.
God ain't done with this shit.
Right.
Right. So yeah, my life, man, this show gonna be awesome, man. God, I actually, when you know something,
hey, knock it off.
God, what are you doing? God gives
Don't worry about it.
God gives you a chance to, God gives you a chance to depend on Him at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And people like, well, if God is this, then what? Because God made doctors for us. He gave them the intellect to be able to help other human beings for a reason.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yes, it's great to have faith, but you can also have faith in your doctor too.
Oh yeah.
Because when I was laying there, I hate hospitals. So for me to say, I say, hey, yo, call the ambulance.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to spend money on ambulances. And I got a medical card.
Because they be taxing.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
But I'm like, it was that serious to me. And I'm going to just give a brief, short testimony. I know they say my blood work was excellent. I got Jesus. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, amen.
Because I know I was having a mild heart attack. Can't nobody tell me.
Right.
I've heard it from everybody. Anybody that had a heart attack, I done heard it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
My chest was like pulling. I couldn't breathe. And I was short of breath. And I was on my way to work, actually, got to get ready for work. So we went and got some snack. Me and my wife went to go get something to snack on an early morning. And I'm guessing it was the grease. It could have been a
combination of
everything. Yeah, everything. I really think the energy drinks, though, because I binge or I drink them every night. I drink coffee every night. And, yeah, I felt like my chest was ripping apart.
Yeah.
I get to the doctor, they like, all your blood work good, no drugs, no, we don't know. Doesn't seem like, get checked for diabetes, but we don't know why your blood pressure's so low, but you're good.
Yeah.
And just get some rest. And they gave me a couple days off, but I only took that one day off.
Right.
And I was supposed to work a
double.
Double that day, a split.
Yeah.
I was supposed to work a split that day and didn't make it to either shift. I rested. I went back to work the next night, man. I got back in the gym the next morning.
Yeah.
Right. And all I could, I told Rico.
The
I
next
said,
morning
"Hey,
after the hospital?
the next morning after work, I went to work the next
Oh,
day
okay,
after the hospital.
okay.
And then that morning,
Oh, you think you kingdom built out here for real,
Right.
for real?
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, when I was laying on the ground, I just was like this. I said, "Nope, God, this ain't it."
Yeah,
And I
of
was,
course not.
I was like, "This ain't it."
Mhm.
But we gonna go figure out what this is.
Right. All day.
And I didn't. My life didn't flash before my eyes. And that's when I found that medium to where you trust God, but you trust what God has made and created for you to
Mhm.
use yourself.
You respect
Right.
the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, all right. And that just woke me up like, bro, you got to eat better. You got to
Yeah.
Yeah.
drink better. You got to,
All day.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Working on my breathing. Cause
Right.
I don't know, since I gained this weight, I be breathing out crazy. So that let me know. Because when I learned how to work out when I breathe when I worked out. Because I ain't used to know how to, my dude was like, baby, you breathe wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a certain way you breathe when you work out.
Mhm.
I think it was you. It might have been some years. I think it was Matt Orton.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And so,
Because a lot of time people don't breathe, like they hold their breath. That I learned like that ain't how it works.
that ain't good.
yeah. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it was you.
Yeah.
It was like, Scoop, you gotta.
Right.
But this,
Especially doing squats.
Yeah.
but,
Oh,
You can get really hurt.
but other than that, man, it's a blessing. It's a testimony.
That's right. Thank God.
And
Hey,
but-
when was the last time you've done a cartwheel? Yep. That's hey. Do more cartwheels, you'll be all right. You'll never experience that ever again.
last time I did a roundhouse, I
I did a
almost
cartwheel
hurt. I
at
almost
Brent
hurt
Gym.
myself.
Okay.
When Brent Gym was open over there, and I tried to hit it back in. Remember that? And
I thought you was
landed
about to
on-
say you try to hit a back no.
Yeah, and I landed on my head.
I would have loved to seen that.
Man.
That
Oh,
would've been-
You-
Gold.
You have to record all tumbling attempts.
Oh yeah, everything
Ever.
death defying that you do, it needs to be
It
recorded.
has to be recorded.
That's in your COG contract.
Right. All day.
That don't exist.
So how you doing, Bino?
Good. Just doing a lot of studying, learning about a bunch of things, and it's that season right now where, I'm just adding more things to the arsenal, and learning how to improve the aesthetics of our podcast. And,
Yeah.
scaling out our channel and all that good stuff. So
And I just want to say one more thing. That's dope. I just want to say one thing. I want to thank my wife. That she was right there the whole time, even though she had to step out for a second. They tried to keep her out the hospital.
Yeah.
She sat out there and waited on me. She was there from the beginning to the end. She was really concerned. I love her so much.
Shout out to Nia.
You know what I'm saying? I see it's real. Jesus Christ.
that's right.
We love you, God. We love you, God.
Right.
All right, let's do some dubs.
The dub,
I'll start it out.
All right.
Milk Bino McAdams, aka the Great Bambino,
aka.
aka Briefcase Beans, aka
AKA.
Got Milk.
AKA.
So I really do not like talking and sitting down at the same time. Just don't. It's quite difficult for me to do. So I have
I
like
always pace when he on.
I have like a path in my bedroom
You
just
wore out
because
the
I've
coffee.
I've wore out the carpet. That's it. That's all I got.
We was weak the other day. He was like, man, you just don't know how live the podcast would be if I could get up and walk.
Oh my goodness, it'd be on point.
You do great in boardrooms.
That's right. Oh yeah. That's
Rico
before-
champion. I am more than a conqueror through him that loved me, and I could sit and listen to Fat Joe tell stories all day long. Fat Joe, Terror Squad, aka Jopra.
Jopra.
Yeah, that's what he called himself.
Okay,
when he
I
wa-
can dig.
His media personality is Jopra.
Nice. I like it.
Fat Joe tells the greatest stories. Kids don't watch Fat Joe's stories. Say folk don't watch Fat Joe's stories.
Did you see the Papoose joint? Him and Papoose? Just
Is it
aired
new or something?
Yeah, it's new. They aired out their grievances.
I done seen them talk.
Okay.
I done seen them have a conversation
And,
before, but I ain't.
and actually, Papoose was very humbling.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I was just a young kid, man, wilding, man. And I
I
take
like
your
Pap.
knowledge. And
Yeah, I like Pap. I like Papoose personality. Papoose personality a lot more than I like his music. I never was really a Papoose fan, but him as a dude, even outside of Remy Ma, like he just always seemed like a cool dude.
Right.
Right.
But-
Stand up guy.
Yeah, that's my dub.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Jamar Blessed, J1 Blessed, Rubik's Cube Scoop. Yeah, man, and I like polo and I like jewelry. I didn't know that. I know
Yes,
I
you
like
did.
polo. I didn't know I like jewelry like that, but I do.
Man.
But
Somebody slacking on they dub because
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Let me just be honest with y'all. I ain't had my dub prepared today.
There you
So
go.
I- so
there you
I-
go. True.
So I just came up with it. Right?
Yeah, like nah, we
Right.
we ain't let none of that slide here
Right.
at Crowd of 360.
I like air.
You know what? I'm kind of
Air is dope.
air. Yeah, I really rocks with air. With
Right.
breathing.
Right.
You
Hey,
probably ain't know that about me.
when I'm thirsty, I drink water.
I said,
He
yeah.
don't. He just
Yeah,
started
you
though.
don't.
Praise God for
I'm
that.
drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
See, I gotta work.
Yeah. Yeah, Nia told on you was like, I do drink water. I'm like, nah,
No, you don't.
He do on the show, but
Right.
yeah, that's dope.
So that's my dub.
Amen.
Nice. So, Scoop, how you been tuned in?
Walk. So since that incident, that was the biggest tune in ever.
Yeah.
Walk in the fire.
Yeah.
Trust me. God has been saying, trust me in everything. All church programs, all Bible studies, let me add this. Yeah, I had my first Bible study last Thursday with my family.
Amen. Shout
And,
out to that. Yeah.
We're gonna do it was just mostly a discussion, and we gonna get into the material because our Bibles just got dropped off this week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into that next week. So it's dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so my tuned in was trust.
Okay.
Trusting God.
Mm-hmm.
Walking through because you've been walking through the fire. I've done several things to show you. And I felt like when he was talking to Israel, like how many times I have to show you that I've been here for you to believe that I am the Lord thy God.
Right.
And so today it's a blessing. I got a testimony later on. I'm gonna try not to make it too long, but God has always been moving in my life, whether I wanted to notice it,
Mm-hmm.
whether I turned my head, whether I was a stiff-necked people like Israel.
Mm-hmm.
God has been there, and He's telling me now, trust me, He got some big things coming.
Yeah.
And just trust Him. And He also told me, I'm gonna do with you what I want to do with you.
How you love that?
How you
Right.
look, like, and this revelation came when I was having the epiphany and the revelation that, oh man, so this came from Matthew. Oh, I was supposed to know that, man. I'm slow. And then the Holy Spirit was like, no, and God literally said, I'm just gonna do what I want. Now that I got your attention, I'm gonna do what I want to do with you.
Right.
I got you. I called the Bible a beautiful puzzle because I love it. Because I get it now. I'm like, ooh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. That's how I was tuned in. Trust God. Walk through the fire.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. What about you, Bean?
Yeah. So, this week, so my daily Bible study is I use an app called Through the Word. It's a
Mhm.
pretty dope app. Basically, they've done commentary for every verse in the Bible.
Yeah.
So,
Every verse?
I'm sorry, every
I was
chapter,
about to say,
Yeah.
sheesh. I need
Yeah.
to check that
It's-
out, though.
every chapter in the Bible, there's there's commentary, right? So you select it and it'll kind of give the commentary and then you can read the verse after, right? So it's basically
What's the name of that app?
through the Word. You may be able just to type in TTW, like literally it'll pop up. Really, really dope app. So right now I'm in Luke, and as I was reading Luke, we had Luke 2:49 amplified.
Word.
Amplified.
Uh, basically, it's it's a story of Jesus and his parents. They go to Jerusalem for the Passover feast.
Yeah.
And on their way back, they realize they don't have Jesus.
Right.
So they go back to Jerusalem, right? And they're searching for him for 3 days, and
Yeah.
they find him in the temple. And he answered, "Why did you have to look for me? Did you not know that I had to be in my Father's house?"
Mhm.
So that hit me, and I felt that the times where I feel distant from God, it's not God going anywhere,
Mm.
it's me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
God's always where He needs to be,
Right.
right? So whenever
And when you're close to him, it's because you've came close to him.
you've came
And when
close,
you're apart from him, it's because you've went away.
You've went away,
Right.
right? So you have to
God is consistent, boy.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
God is always there. So
Mhm.
at those times when when you're distant, you got to turn back. How you
Right.
turn back? Reading the Word, praying.
Yeah.
Jumping back in the community, different things like that. So
Yeah.
that's how I've been tuned in.
Hey man, I want to tell you something. That's one of my favorite excerpts from the Bible when he was. I said, man, he was a boss.
Right.
Right.
12 years old, like
Like,
Right,
come on,
right.
y'all know.
why'd you have to look for me? You know where I be.
Yeah, you know
I'm in
I
the
be
Father's
about
house.
My Father's business.
Right. You know what I
be
mean?
about my Father's business. Other translations say I be about my Father's business.
Yep.
Like, what?
Yep. So Rico,
Yeah.
how you been tuned in?
Well, I'm tuned in. I've been tuned in to just how should I say? Well, okay. So let me just create the scene. Had a conversation with somebody about a thing that happened some time ago, and I don't feel like they really took true accountability in their part of the situation. And none of us is perfect. We're all growing, and they gave me their thoughts on how I could have handled the situation better. I'm like, I don't I don't agree with it, but I say, okay, I can understand how. Okay, I could concede to that. I can see had context been given and more understanding and more communication on it. Okay, I could see that. But given no, but I could have done better. We can all do better. And I was and they were just like, yeah, and you was wrong and that wasn't righteous and blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, now hold on now. You could have done, and I didn't even come from the angle of what you could have done first, but he kept talking about how I dropped the ball. I'm like, hold on now, okay. Given the context, I'm telling you the context, and your position still isn't standing, isn't moving. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But how about if you had approached it this way? Because the situation came from you. You presented a situation to me, and I responded a certain kind of way because you came anyway. So anyway, I just said all that to say that sometimes that in all situations when you don't understand how people think and how people move and maybe they don't really get it, maybe they aren't they don't get what you saying and and the conversation isn't going to go anywhere, but you're angry or you're frustrated or you're whatever. I just was like, Lord, show me how to communicate and love my brother better. That's
Right.
all I could say. That's all I could do. Lord, show me any thing wrong in my heart, create in me a clean heart, purify me. If I was wrong in anywhere, and I because I was angry, well, I wasn't angry. I was frustrated because it was just, and it's an ongoing thing. It's been like that for years. But you know, I just was like, man, I love him. That's my brother. We don't agree all the time, but we agree a lot of the time. And that's my dog. But you know, I didn't really dig how he really didn't take accountability and wasn't moving how he expected me to move. When I conceded to, I was like, all right, okay. And he was just like, no. I'm like, all right. But to even take the confusion and the tension away from between me and my brother, I go to God and say, God, show me how to love my brother better.
Right.
I ain't praying to you about him to do nothing to blah, 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 blah. Show me how to love him better. Show me how to communicate to him better. Show me if I've done something, forgive me. I love you. I surrender. But show me how to better do a job as a servant. So, you know, so basically I just say all that to, you know what I'm saying? I'm been tuned in into, I guess that would have to do with, what?
Loving your brother?
Yeah, loving my brother.
Right. That's nice. Nice.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's get into some old
Sports.
Yes,
sir. So I guess Doc Rivers like babysitting because MB about to have 11 kids. Somebody gotta watch them kids. Somebody gotta watch them babies. Nah, Doc Rivers went to the Sixers.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. We got one of the best coaches around.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just interested in seeing who's gonna be there, who's not, what they gonna move. Okay, bold prediction time. Now hold on.
We gonna timestamp this too, because we gonna replay this next year.
A lot of my bold predictions be on point though. I say I got about a 75%.
That's a high ratio.
Yeah. The Heat are in the finals, like I said.
He's throwing numbers in the air. He has no proof of what he's saying. Don't believe that he is 75% correct.
Fact check the fact check.
That's why I said that's pretty high.
Okay.
Yeah.
From now on, viewers, whenever we get to the point to where we're important enough for this to care, do the numbers. Keep track on what I say, and if my predictions are at least 75% accurate.
Yep.
All right.
So that means you're right 3 out of every 4 times.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyway, my point.
Bold prediction.
Bold prediction,
my friend.
Okay. My bold prediction is I think everybody on the roster is at disposable. Besides, of course, JoJo, Ben. I think Doc will like Al Horford. He's going to stay. And I think Doc will like a Tobias Harris and figure out how to use him. Anybody else can go.
Well, one, he doesn't have to figure out how to use Tobias Harris.
Okay. Unpack.
So, the best season out of Tobias Harris' career
was with Doc Rivers. My bad. Duh.
Who got the most out of Tobias Harris?
Right.
That's going to be the key.
You see
to
why
their
my bold
success.
predictions be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know.
Right. I think, well, one, Tobias and Al Horford ain't going nowhere because their contracts are so outrageous. Nobody's going to want them.
Right.
Right.
They're Doc type players, though.
Oh, Doc loves Tobias. He's good. What I do think is going to happen is they're going to get a point guard.
Yeah.
Not Ben Simmons.
No, Ben will be at the 4.
Yep. He's going to be on the inside.
Yeah.
Letting him
But he
post
will get a jump shot. He's never going back to the point though. He's staying at the 4, and he's going to still develop that jumper. Doc is going to get a for real deal point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who would you like to see at the point in Philly?
Holiday.
Which holiday? A holiday? Drew Holiday?
Christmas. Thanksgiving. Whatever holiday. I don't know.
Drew Holiday, yeah, he would be a good point guard. He's more of a 2. He's more of a small 2.
You need a shooter.
Yeah.
Like, you need a long distance shooter.
We need Chris Paul.
That would be a wonderful addition. I don't know
where a gargantuan contract too though.
Right. Like, you would literally have 5 people on your team.
We take Jamal Crawford.
Okay.
We take Jamal Crawford.
You probably get him at league minimum.
Yeah. We take Jamal Crawford, but he's gonna be a more 6-man-ish.
What about Rondo?
We'll take, but he ain't a shooter. But we'll take him.
He's not a shooter.
We'll take him. We'll take Rondo, but he injury prone too.
True.
Somebody that's
you can't run him the whole season.
Yeah. Man, we'll take Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, like, people forget Derrick Rose is still what? He's he's in the twilight years of his career, but he's not 35. Derrick Rose about 32, 33.
There's been a few games where he's hit 30, 35. Season.
He can be point guard. We don't need dunk from the free throw line, nope. Derrick Rose. We need everything he got right now.
You got enough dunkers.
Yeah. Ooh, Derrick Rose will be nice in Philly.
I agree.
Yeah, we get him for the Lizzo.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Your prediction was right. It went to the Heat is in the finals.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Them boys getting beat up though.
Ooh, it'll be over quick.
It felt like that second half, it felt like they was kind of, I don't want to say playing with them.
Last night? Yeah.
Like they was just shooting threes. Like,
yeah.
And then whenever it got less than 10, they'd start driving.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was gonna see them pull Orlando Dwight Howard out, like, just post up. Just let's get man.
They could have.
LeBron is purposely, he said it, and he's going to do it. He's making sure AD get the MVP of the finals. Yeah, he want AD. He could get it, but he's like, man, I need AD because it's gonna be confidence. Next year, AD is gonna be a totally different monster.
Right.
It's gonna be over.
You need AD to be the man because you got a couple more years where you're still gonna be great, but you need AD to really take over the team.
Yeah.
Where you're just the leader.
Yeah.
And AD is the money.
If it goes as LeBron plans, LeBron can have 3 more great seasons.
Yep.
And bold prediction time. This year is the last year on Chris Paul's contract. After the 2021 season,
yep.
Chris Paul will be a Laker.
That's not a bold prediction.
But it's far. Okay.
Hey, come on,
let me ask y'all something.
What's up?
What Giannis contract look like? Because I want to make sure I say the right thing that I just
Man, you could have, while you was waiting, you could have looked that up. But I don't know. Go ahead, I'll look it up.
Giannis about to be out. He got a year.
This coming year is his last year on the contract.
I was hearing about a possible.
I was
hearing about a possible trade for him to Golden State.
That was speculation. I mean, you gotta, I think with teams, once you start shortening out that contract, like where you got a year left, depending on how that player feel, you want to get something out of them. Like you don't want the contract to run out and they just pearl. You know what I mean? So
Oh, so
he made
21, 22. So he got 2 more years. He got this year and next year. But at the end of next he got 20
next year.
So 21, 22 season, at the end of that, he'll be a restricted free agent. So he got the rest of, this season's over for him. He got the season that'll start back in December, which is 2021. Then he has 21, 22 in Milwaukee.
Gotcha.
So there, what you was talking about was there. I heard that talk too. They're trying to, just how people talk and how things could possibly go. They saying if we ship him now, and before his last season, and we don't get nobody for him, because if I'm trying to trade the Greek Freak, I want wherever you going, they gonna at least you got 2 years on the books. Right now, he got 2 years left on the books.
Right.
So,
and you want somebody at 2, not 1.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to be a pit stop.
Right. You don't want Kawhi Leonard to happen again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. You got some football, boxing.
I got a few things.
Okay.
Okay.
So I picked. We're gonna go football first.
Hold on. Before we move
my bad.
off of basketball, this I just had speaking to rumors or speculation or whatever. This ain't gonna happen, but they talking about I seen somewhere, it ain't nobody credible, it's just something I saw, but I thought it was interesting. I don't want to play for myself. They talking about, all right, now Doc is the coach in Philly. He gonna trade Ben Simmons to the Timberwolves for LaMelo Ball, the number 1 pick. I'm like, in a video game world, but nah, we don't want Melo. Melo,
right.
He gonna be dope though. He done got. Did I send y'all a video of him like recent? Oh,
You sent me that video.
Oh man, he is, man. LeVar Ball said Melo is the best out of all my boys. It's the truth.
Right.
He's everything. I ain't gonna say everything. He's potentially everything Lonzo is. Way better scorer.
Right.
Just as good of a passer. He don't got defense like that. He still avoids contact, and he's 18. You gotta think about
that video you sent me. He was going crazy.
And in the video they're saying, like, they're mentioning he ain't as physical, or he don't go as hard, but he's 18. He's been playing with grown men for the last 2-3 years. Yep. So I hoop with my nephews, them, and a couple 13, 14-year-old kids came up, and I was hooping, and I went to the hole, and I didn't even think. I hop stepped in. I didn't even think, and I didn't do it on purpose. But when you hop step, your elbows are like this. Uh-huh. I'm going past, and he was funny. He was like, "Man, I ain't guard him. His elbows is like bricks." You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So, but when you coming up against that type of power, and you ain't built like that yet. Yeah, he go, but he nice. So that's all I had to add to basketball.
Okay. So. Yeah, I know I gave up that narcotic called my hometown team. I don't even want to mention their names. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
We ain't got no team.
Cincinnati football team?
Yeah, Cincinnati
football team.
Cincinnati football team. So I was I don't know if I touched on it the episode before last, but I'm scouting for a new team. But I got one.
Okay.
And I based my last decisions off location.
Okay.
Right.
What location? Oh, you about to go? You about to relocate?
Nah, I'm just saying if would it be somewhere that I would relocate before
okay.
Superficial. Okay, I got
before I go to being a fan and rocking gear. That's the second one. How fly would look in their gear if they win?
Those are such. I'm about to make.
Those are such great.
Nah,
don't hate on that.
Those are such girl. That's what a girl would say. I like the team. I like their jerseys.
I feel you.
Hey. And
I ain't on his team right now.
I mean, I'm just saying, if they win out, what would I look good like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because
I want to win.
And,
I don't care what they look like.
and I went off their records this year and how they playing, and it was between Cam and Russell, and I
Okay.
picked Russell. I picked
As you
Russell
should.
because he's a Christian. I picked
As you
Russell
should.
because of his character. I picked Russell because I like Seahawks gear, and I picked Russell because they hogging right now.
Yes, he is.
No disrespect to Cam. Cam, my man's by the way, get well. They just said he contracted the COVID, so we want to pray for him
Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
family. Also, to our president Trump, we want to say prayers. He's contracted
Oh, yeah.
the COVID,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so we just pray that they receive.
We speak health and wealth over everybody in
That's
our
right.
nation that is
Amen.
struggling with COVID, that's struggling with anything in these hard times. It's rough out here, so prayers up to the president. Go ahead, my bad.
So
Amen.
yeah, I picked Russell, man. So this week I kind of slacked on the NFL. I just looked up some scores.
Yeah.
So I ain't really gonna talk about it. You know, being that I'm just getting back in the groove of everything. But next week,
Right.
this weekend, Monday Night Football and all this coming up Sunday. We'll
Right.
be on top of it. So next week I had something for the episode.
Hey,
I-
I think you picked Russell because you know Russell will kick his teeth in. will kick his teeth in.
Hey, I'm just
Los
saying.
Lothos kick your teeth. Los Lothos kick your face. Los
Hey.
Lothos kick your butt into outer space.
Hey, Russell.
He don't know that movie.
Hey, hey, Russell is tough
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
Hey,
And he hungry. It seems like he trying to get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
He not playing.
and with that, making the determination of like looking at the location. One, Seattle's a very dope
Right.
city.
That's what I thought about. You said that. I ain't
Yeah.
never been, but I want to go.
Is
Out for him.
super dope. I was actually there for their last Super Bowl. I was at the Super Bowl parade
Okay.
for the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I'm
quite
saying.
dope.
Yeah.
Quite an experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said I was like, damn, what I Boston? Ain't that Massachusetts?
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Yeah, I ain't gonna rock with over there. I mean, it's East. I like East Coast, but I'm like, nah, I ain't about to. Nah.
Yeah,
And then
and it's expensive.
yeah, and then that gear, I'm like, Seahawks, you can kind of play with that with the lime green and you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just saying though. And I just went off character.
Nah, I ain't saying those things are crazy. I'm just saying I wouldn't have went to those things first. My first thing would be like, who is the most beastiest? I don't got a team. Who's the team that I like that's like kind of like my personality or my
Right,
style
right.
of play?
Right.
And then I want to go, I just, you know.
I told you I went off their records and I just went off watching them. They
Right.
hungry. Both of them
Mhm.
hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm salty about Cam having COVID because that's about to put him out for a little bit.
What, 2 weeks? You got to quarantine for 10 to 14 days?
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, man.
Yeah. we know. Cam, he ill on the field, but we don't
Yeah.
want him ill in
Right.
real life.
Yeah.
Right. So, I don't got no scores or nothing for, I ain't got no scores for football this week, but I did scout my new team. Seattle Seahawks, we here, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What you got going as far as boxing?
Boxing, we got Tank coming up on Halloween, fighting Leo Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
I
Fighting
don't.
who?
Leo Santa Cruz, he's a champion. I forgot. He been reigning for a little minute. He hot. I'm gonna tell you something. He's a Latino. I don't know if he Mexican or I don't know which Latino he is, his actual race, but I know he's Spanish.
Mhm.
So, but he's a good boxer. He's an A-list fighter, and I don't got a prediction, but I'm saying the upset can't happen.
Mhm.
Dude can't fight. He ain't no slouch. Everybody
He
going
a
out.
grown man, dog.
Everybody going out.
Right.
Yeah, everybody going out Tank power. But I'm just saying, Leo Santa Cruz is a dog.
Right. I never want to see Tank lose.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight to me. A lot of people they been trying to get this. You know, dude, they been trying to get this fight forever. Like,
Mhm.
Leo, he ducking Tank. They saying everybody ducking Tank. And I'm like, and they saying Floyd holding up his career, whatever. Now they got to fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't think he gonna go out there and whoop dude. I think it could possibly be an upset. I don't want it, but I think it could possibly be an upset.
I mean, there is.
You don't want the upset?
Nah,
Right.
I don't.
I mean, there's no limit to what the Tank can do.
right.
Did that one work?
What?
No. All right.
So
I got him all day, son.
So we got that coming up. We got in November. We got two great fights. We got the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones.
Yeah.
Haven't heard. We've been just seeing a lot of training videos with them and back and forth.
Yeah.
Little junk talking and the regular.
Yeah.
And we got the Danny Swift Garcia fight coming up. And they in the third week of November, like one on 21st,
Yeah.
one on 28th with Danny Swift and Garcia and Earl the Truth Spence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm predicting man down.
Yeah, Arrow might.
I was kind of on, but I'm like, I'm watching what he's doing. He done bought him a wrench. He ride horses. The other day they had him holding a big old heavy. He at his ranch on a field holding like a big army gun, shooting it like, dude, strong, man.
Right.
So much for he's out of shape and overweight.
Nah.
Remember they were saying that?
Nah, it's over. Dude, cut up.
Say he ready.
Man, he ready. He
Okay.
ready. And they said he back sparring, so it's on the flow. So that's what I got for boxing this week.
Okay.
You know what I'm
All
saying? And the NFL. Next week I have more.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I got an I don't want to play. That helps out. Thank you. Appreciate that. So I got an I don't want to play, but at this time I have a Rico and Jamar I don't want to play.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, quick question. What's your favorite type of food?
Italian.
Not necessarily. Okay. Okay. Rico. What food do you always eat and you are known for and we talk about all the time on this show?
Carrots and celery.
Them cheese chippers. Them cheese chippers.
Cool
the chippers.
Ranch Rico.
Chips. Right?
Yeah.
And my man Jamar,
Hot buffalo wings.
you like to dabble in the spiciness,
Mhm.
Right.
right? So I got a one chip challenge for y'all. You want to play?
A one chip challenge.
Yeah.
Ooh, make it interesting, bitch.
Just one little chip.
He said,
Like a hot chip?
You just eat
Oh, nah.
eat one chip.
I
you
wanna
got
play.
You got that for him.
You want to play? Your
I wanna
son
play.
wants to play as well. You
you
Yeah.
want to play?
it is no joke. We
Yeah.
may I don't know.
Let me.
Somebody might call 2-for-1 kids all this.
Yeah,
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I ain't
Yeah.
doing.
You want to play?
Yeah, I want to
Okay, hold on. We can go ahead and stop the. We can go ahead and stop.
Because
And we'll be right back after these messages.
This podcast is sponsored not in part by, but fully by Yahweh.
All right, so we have the one chip challenge that
Yeah,
Jamar.
I do not want to play.
I feel you. My excuse is I'm doing keto and this will kick me out of keto. That's why I don't want to play.
I ain't got no excuse.
man, you
My-
love
my-
spicy stuff, beans. Come on,
I
man.
do, but I can't do it. So
my reason is
Glenn- right. So Glenn and Jamar want to play, right? So this here is the Pocky one chip challenge. It has Carolina Reaper, Sichuan heat. So inside this coffin is
I ain't eating
one
that with a coffin.
extremely hot tortilla chip.
Okay.
So here's a warning. I want to read the warnings here, right? So I don't, I did purchase this, so you cannot hold me liable. All right. So
Why not?
hey, once I give it to you, you have made the choice,
And
not
you
me.
got to administer it to your kid.
Right. Oh
sure you
yeah.
wanna do this?
I'm giving this to you, and you can give it to Glenn. So do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin, or are pregnant. You're not pregnant, are you? Okay.
No.
Or have any medical conditions. Keep out of reach of children.
Glenn, that excludes you.
Oh,
he's
see,
not-
you making up stuff. You
Man,
really
he
want
is-
this. You really want this heat. After
After
touching the chip, wash your hands with soap and do not touch your eyes or other sensitive areas. Seek medical assistance should you experience difficulty breathing, fainting, or extended nausea. The Reaper shows no mercy.
So hold on though.
Hold on.
Wait, what is the challenge? Like, what you gotta eat
Eat
it,
it.
not drink water,
No,
milk.
you just gotta
Be
eat it.
willing to eat it. That's the
You gotta
challenge.
be
Oh,
willing
Is
to
be
eat it.
willing to eat this mug.
so you can eat it and then
the challenge is to see the reaction of the
Yeah,
person
you can
after
you
they
can do
eat.
whatever. So what I've done, I have bought some whipped cream just in case, right?
does that work?
It has dairy has fat, right? And the heat activates your
You're fat.
cells in the
I don't
tongue,
think you should do this.
and fat helps with heat absorption. So I couldn't buy ice cream because it was, I didn't want to tell you guys.
Oh yeah.
Like, why you got ice cream sitting around?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so I had to buy
y'all-
whipped cream. That was the next best thing.
Y'all
so.
out there see me on camera telling Glenn, I don't think you should do this. He's making up ages.
All right,
It
well,
says get out
Glenn,
of reach
you
of
wanna
children.
you wanna
Yeah, keep
yep,
this
you wanna
back.
go ahead and crack this open.
So you could just eat it and then drink water right after.
You can do whatever you want, but water ain't gonna help. There's not enough water at this table that can help. When I bought these, the guy said, "Are you taking it?" And I said, "Nah, I'm not doing them. Somebody else is." They said, "Yeah, I just did it." He was like, "How long did it?" I was like, "How long did it last?"
Forever.
He was like, "Forever." I was like, "All right." So it's really important though. Like, all jokes aside, like, when you take this, do not touch your face. All right,
Okay.
and you're gonna want to save that, buddy. I know it's a fun thing to do.
Okay, how
You're gonna want to save that. That's
how you get it out?
You gotta push it.
Push it
Push
down.
the thing. Go ahead, show him, Glenn. Take a shot.
Okay. Yeah, you might want to say that, buddy.
you never used a
No.
whipped cream can.
First
Where
time
you-
for everything.
What?
Where you get that from?
You married? Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, that's what I said. Where you
This
get
is a
that
family
from, dog?
show.
that's a family show. All right. Okay, cool. So here we go. I'm gonna pass these along to you. I hold no responsibility.
Well, we ain't doing no timer. Like you gotta.
Nah, you just taking the chip and you eating it all at once. Boop. There you go.
Yeah, you know me. I'm trying to make it more.
Glenn, I would suggest you take a bite of a chip.
Yeah, just take a bite.
Just take a bite. All right, if you
do
can handle the rest.
Do half a chip instead of a whole chip.
So how long can you last before throwing in the towel?
Yeah.
Before you eat or drink anything?
Yeah,
That is
that's-
a challenge. You
yeah,
want to see
I
how long?
know, of
Okay,
course,
well, let's
that's
do
part of
that.
the challenge.
So if you can wait 5 minutes, you're a featherweight. You like boxing? Look, it's got a boxing thing, right? So if you can wait 5 minutes before you eat or drink anything, you're a featherweight. 10 minutes is a lightweight. 30 minutes is middleweight. And if you can wait an hour before you eat or drink anything, you're a heavyweight. You ready for the challenge?
Let's go.
You ready for the challenge? You got the timer?
Make sure you wash your hands.
See how long they can last?
Uh-huh.
On your mark,
Hold on now.
get set, and God bless. Come on, School.
I guess
go,
you could
go
just
ahead.
look at that.
Go ahead and get
Yeah,
that
eat
all
the
the way in
whole
there.
thing.
Yeah, man, what you doing?
It ain't like savor the taste. Yeah, you gonna
There you
do
go.
that. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
Don't be tippy-toeing around the tippy-toe.
And you gotta let us know what's going on, what's happening. What's happening, Glenn?
You gonna do half or? Come on, champ. Let's go, champ. There you go, champ. I'll do half with you. I'll do half with you.
What's? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, it's yay. You committed now. That's what I'm talking about. You committed. So tell me what's going on right now.
It's real.
I've never seen. Remember those real hot pickles? I've seen you make that face one time.
And that's it. Same way.
Same way?
Same way.
You all right, little buddy? All right, so how long we got? So y'all have waited a minute. It's been a minute, right? So what's going on? What's on your minds? Say you tapping out. Forget that. I feel you.
I gotta wash my hands.
Okay.
And I ate a whole one.
Why do I got
Right.
hiccups?
Oh yeah. So how's it feel? Where's it hot at? Is it like at the
The
front
tongue.
of your tongue,
The whole tongue.
It's the back in your throat.
in the back of the throat? Ooh, you sweating? Oh, you done tapped out already? You done tapped out on us?
It's that hot.
Hey, Jamar, you hanging in there, boy. You a G. That water ain't gonna do that hot. That water gonna make it worse.
Oh.
Oh
Ooh,
man,
it's burning in my
yeah.
stomach.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, you might grab me a Cherry Coke Zero while you're out there? You know what I'm saying?
He said, he said no.
Oh, where's everybody going?
gotta wash
It's
my
just
hands.
me.
I gotta wash my hands.
It's just me. I don't know what to do or say. So this show is sponsored by Yahweh. By Yahweh. You got some milk in there? You got milk? Oh man, that is so funny. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, my nose running.
Is it wearing down any? How long Scoop got before he can drink or eat anything? You gotta at least be a featherweight.
School bell almost 2 minutes.
You got about two. Can you hang 2 minutes? Okay. Well, I figured.
I'm gonna tell you what's happening.
Yeah, what's happening? Come on,
It's got a lasting effect.
tell the people what's going on right now.
Okay, y'all. Let me tell you about this chip. I don't know what they dipped this in,
Dragon ass.
but it's an immediate
It's
and
mace.
look,
They put pepper spray in that mug.
right. It's an immediate effect, but not also immediate. It still got a sneak up effect too, because it lasts. And it seems like as time goes on, it gets worse.
It's getting worse,
It gets worse.
man.
Like, I went from initially tasting the spices, like, ooh, it's hot.
Mm.
It's like that pickle. They made that pickle, and whatever that pickle
And
was made
that's what they
in,
made that in.
Whatever they,
That was the hottest pickle of all time.
that's the hottest pickle in the world.
Hey, check on
Go
your
check
seeds,
on your son. Make sure he ain't dying.
You all right? Glenn, you a G. I know why your name start with a G. Capital G. Look at this.
All right, get some of this
Look at
whipped
this
cream, buddy.
child. Drinking all that milk. How you
So-
feeling? Still hot? Oh, okay.
So let me tell you. First, it was the tongue.
Okay, I see you.
First, it was my tongue.
You drive! What about yourself? Go drive!
Then it was my lips.
Go!
Then it was my throat, and that was burning in my stomach.
Mm,
That's real. That pickle.
that pickle.
They made it the
Come on,
same
pass me
thing.
that.
I couldn't
Clean
wait.
up a little bit.
I couldn't eat.
Oh, pass me that.
Stop talking.
I couldn't.
You ready to do your round table?
I couldn't eat a bag of those.
You could eat a bag of those?
I couldn't eat a bag of
Oh.
those.
Was that gonna make it not hot?
He trying to get his mind off of it. Oh, man. All right. So, Rico, how you been tuned in this week? How long school been?
You gotta
6 minutes?
Oh, he a champ. Oh,
6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, he's on?
look. Check this out. This is
it burn when you talk.
yes, it does. Check this out. This is
Scoob's
I
at
don't.
Scoob, you are a G.
7.5 minutes.
Okay,
I'm-
so you're going into lightweight status.
I'm lactose intolerant. This is milk needed. Like you have to drink like something like that. Like it ain't.
It's lactate, no to lactose.
But you gotta drink a dairy milk, something,
Right.
cause it's
This was full.
Where are we at now?
Oh, we about right here.
Oh, man,
Like,
that's
I'm not-
good. Yeah, get all that milk in you.
I like-
I'm a hoop on you,
it-
too.
I
I'm
like
be farting on the hoop court.
I like look. I like super high stuff, but some stuff is just stupid. Okay, that pickle was stupid. My bad. It got me salivating.
No, I feel
Damn.
you. Hey, ain't no
Them
shit.
chips. That chip is stupid. Habanero sauce, stupid. Okay.
What? Like,
It- it
did it
don't-
even taste good?
Yes,
no,
it did. It
no,
ta-
no, it tastes like nothing. It tastes like it tastes like a sock.
Nah, like literally, my secret to that was don't chew it down to find pieces, and that's what I did. I tasted the whole, so I tasted it.
Right, you chewed it. You got the full experience.
Right, so I chewed.
I
it
did
down.
too. Fool.
Like I wasn't trying to. I didn't want him to.
Jamar
go
ate a whole chip and he ain't drank nothing or ate anything.
Like I didn't want it to go down a pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like the wrong. You know how sometimes they go down the wrong, and then
Right.
that chip you can't afford that to happen.
I mean, when we were at the establishment where we were at
Right.
with the hot pickle, they had them like in this jar in the back, and they was basically like, no one can eat these pickles. Like, no one can handle them.
What establishment was y'all at?
We was at the Empire, my friend,
Oh.
and
I was there before.
and Jamar was like, yeah, I'll try it.
I ate
And-
the whole thing. He said I could eat the whole thing. I ate that.
Nah, they said you couldn't eat a slice.
Right.
They said people couldn't even eat a slice. He was like, I'll take, They gave him a slice. He was like, man, that's good. Man, he ate a whole pickle.
I believe you. Snot running down his face, sweating and
Was.
everything.
I ate a bag of Grippos with hot sauce on it, but I had some liquid courage too. So that helped me. But then I suffered at Beano House the whole night.
I couldn't let Glenn do half, and I ain't do half.
That was
But I wish I had.
Hey, at least you jumped on in.
right. Nah, that's dope.
Don't recommend this challenge for you if you do not indulge in hot things, spicy things. This is stupid. This is stupid.
How long you about to wait until you try?
However long it takes.
It's been 10 minutes. What's 10 minutes?
Lightweight,
What's 5 minutes?
featherweight,
Okay. You trying
and
to
then
be a
30,
champ?
30 is welter, and then an hour is heavy. What you trying to get to?
we gonna do this till we get on the hoop court.
Oh, okay.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, it ain't hot no more. It's gone.
Cool. Well, thank you all for playing.
Hey, Rico,
that was-
fight.
That was entertainment for me.
You all right, bro?
I hope you guys
Hold on,
enjoyed that
hold
as
on.
well.
Oh, that don't look like bro, right? You okay?
Jesus Christ! We love you, God!
Right.
Yeah, he don't want to talk right now. He said talking makes it hotter.
I'm gonna have to throw the gloves on after this. I ain't had nothing to do with that.
It's a family show. I want to cuss.
All right. Well,
It
let's,
made him angry.
right. Yeah. He don't even. Yeah.
That milk was for my cereal.
You want him
We'll go. Right.
He said-
I'll use some milk.
No.
He needs some milk.
man. So,
All right. So we had a music review.
Hey man, you turned it up on this show, man. I like that, man. This is dope.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
He ain't do nothing.
Right. You know, I ain't doing that. Yep. I'm.
You drive. When
You
I
wanna apologize?
I want to apologize because I feel.
God.
I feel some heat coming from over there. I got them all day. Got them all day, son. Feeling some heat from over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
So how about
This podcast is sponsored not in part by, but fully by
He
Yahweh.
gonna keep pushing. That's keeping him from cussing.
That's right. How about we take another listen to the song?
I ate a whole chip.
Cause you're a man.
My mouth burned and laughed. Oxygen makes it worse.
Oh
Yes.
man. All right.
What you saying?
All right. So music review, Bizzle featuring Byron Wayne, No Enemies. So we just got done listening in real time so we can get that good reaction. Jamar.
And so my mouth could quit burning.
And that too. So Jamar, how'd you feel about that one?
I'm telling you, mama.
I think I like it. I think Bizzle was Bizzle on this, man. Lyrics on point,
Mm-hmm.
message on point. He was a little to the point this time. Seemed like he was getting kind of serious with either you gon', you know what I'm saying? You gon' it's ride or die when it comes to this guy. I think I liked it.
Right.
Yeah.
Say no filter on this one.
Yeah, no, really no filter. He really
No soda.
no soda.
No, so.
It sounded pretty dope. So I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
I give it a 3.5.
3.5 crowns?
Yeah, I liked the hook too, and I liked the no enemy. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
Yeah, I like it.
put it in the play. It's already in my playlist.
Dope.
Yeah, I like it. I like the whole idea of no enemies. It's like it sound like I don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? And I give it 3.5.
I think that was
My mouth still burns.
right.
so
That was
that's all
the
you
first time I've heard a short-winded review from young Reek,
Go keep rubbing it in.
old Cool Ranch Dorico. So I like the song. I don't think it necessarily like jumped out,
Right.
but it's a very solid song.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't want enemies.
Right.
I agree. I don't want any enemies. So I think I'm in agreement with both of you. I think I give it 3.5 crowns
Yeah,
as
I
well.
mean-
So
Sound good. Nice
Yeah.
beat.
Yep.
Production.
for sure. So hey, Bizzle, keep doing your thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Shouts out to God Over Money.
Man, you bringing that heat. Hot tracks.
Your jokes are whack.
That's okay. I'm gonna keep them coming. Something's gonna land. Something's gonna land today.
You got an enemy. You don't want that.
Right now, I got an enemy. All right. Well, let's jump into some briefcase beans.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
get them beans.
Okay.
I started to say, you know what I started to say? Nelly boy.
This podcast is sponsored not in part by, but fully by Yahweh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, people, you're looking to jump into something new. Maybe expand your business. Maybe jump into a new job field. You want to change something. That's awesome. That's good. But first, make sure that you do your research.
Right.
Do your research. So when you see a company, let's say if they go into a new direction or you see them release a product, there's some risk involved into that, right? They could fail, they could not fail, they could succeed. There is some risk built into there, but it's not always a gamble, so to speak. So they're not grabbing the dice, shaking them, and hoping that they hit 7-11.
Right.
It's more of they're at the blackjack table and they know how to count cards. So it's a
I like that analogy.
it's a calculated risk, right? With counting cards, they're absorbing the data, absorbing the information, and from there, they are making a educated decision, right? Based on the probability of succeeding. So, Luke 14:28, Amplify. For which one of you, when he wants to build a watchtower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to finish it? So one method that I use for kind of deciding on, if I'm working on a project or if I want to change businesses or, whatever, is a SWOT analysis. SWOT. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So your strengths and weaknesses are your internal factors. So for example, let's say I flip houses and I want to get into rentals. Some strengths would be I know how to rehab houses and I have sufficient credit to get a loan. Those are things that I can control. Weaknesses may be I don't have the time or bandwidth to manage a property on a regular basis.
Right.
That's an internal weakness. Then we get into our opportunities and threats, which are more external, environmental, right? Things that are outside that may threaten you moving forward. So, example, an opportunity may be rentals have a great track record of building wealth. Threats may be there are not a lot of investment properties in the market right now to where I can't move in, right? And I can take all of these things, all of this data, and then make a educated decision. So maybe you or someone that you know may be struggling with should you have a decision or have a relationship with Jesus or not. Maybe you know someone like that. Maybe you have doubts. Well, if you do, I encourage you to do your research.
Amen.
And with that, you need to go and collect data. And then from that data, make an educated decision. And we have some great data. We have a data resource. We have the ultimate data resource, which is the Bible.
Right.
Amen.
Right.
So read the Bible.
Yeah.
Amen.
We have experts that can assist you with some of that data. Maybe they can expedite
Tools.
maybe they can expedite the process. If you're looking for certain data and you don't know where to look for it, there are experts out there. It's called community. You have church.
Hey, man.
The beauty of this data collection, you're looking to make that move. You can also talk to the CEO himself,
Yes, sir.
Amen.
right?
You needed Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ! We love you, God!
Now, the beauty of making the right decision is there is no risk.
Ooh, yeah,
There is no risk to that.
Amen.
yeah.
It's all success from there.
I'm gonna double back on that on the altar call. That's dope.
Yeah.
So I encourage you, if you're struggling with that, if you're having doubts, go do your research, man.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Dope.
That was dope how you put that whole thing together, man. You know what I mean?
Dope. My round table topic for this week is in the realm of your speech and your tongue and taming the tongue. So, first part, not last week, but week before last, me and my sister and nephews, we do it every other week now since it's in schooling and everything. And another dope thing, I got them their first Bibles, and yeah, definitely show some love for that. They was excited about getting them. They seen them in the back seat, and they was like, "You just ride around with a whole bunch of Bibles?" I'm like, "Nah, those for y'all." They're like, "When we get them?" I'm like, "You get them today." But anyway,
That's cool.
so we starting. So since we are only doing Bible study every other week, they got school and they got a lot going on. I said through the week, we're gonna read two chapters a week, and he was like, "All right." So we're and I'm gonna read the same thing that y'all reading. So we're gonna start in the book of John. So this week you read 1, 2. Next week read 3, 4, which will come in great. Is that through the Word Bible app, because they got the commentaries, and when we meet up, I could just go from the commentary and be like, okay, this is what and add that to the Bible study. But anyway, but I said all that to say, last Bible study we was reading in chapter 9 in Absolute Surrender, and we just about wrapping up that book. But there's a part in there that I really, really liked, and it says, "Then there's the tongue. Think just what liberty many Christians give to their tongues. They say that they have a right to think and say what they like, and when they speak about each other."
Hey, my bad. I don't mean it.
Right word, righteous.
All right, start over.
"Then there's the tongue. Just think what liberty many Christians give to their tongues. They say that they have a right to think and say what they like. And when they speak about each other, when they speak about their neighbors, when they speak about other Christians, how often there are sharp and cruel remarks. May God keep me from saying anything that would be unloving. May God shut my mouth if I am not speaking in tender love. What I am saying is a fact. How often among Christians who are joined together in work, there is found sharp criticism, sharp judgment, hasty opinion, unloving words, secret contempt of each other, secret condemnation of each other. Oh, just as a mother's love covers her children and delights in them and has the most tender compassion with their weaknesses or failures, so there ought to be in the heart of every believer a motherly love towards every brother and sister in Christ. Have you aimed at that? Have you sought it? Have you ever pleaded for it? Jesus Christ said, as I have loved you, love one another. He did not put that among the other commandments, but he said, in effect, this is a new commandment, the main commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. So then, scripture reference to that, the scripture that goes with that same idea and thought, James 3, 1 through 12. Now, many of you should become teachers. No, my bad. Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness. For we all stumble in many ways. And if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man. Stumbles in what he says, he's a perfect man.
Mhm.
Able also to bridle his whole body. If we put bits in the mouths of horses so that they obey us, we guide their whole body as well. Look at the ships also. Though they are large and are driven by strong winds, they are guided by a very small rudder, wherever the will of the pilot directs. So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire. And the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our members, staining the whole body, setting on fire the entire course of life, and set on fire by hell. For every kind of beast and bird, of reptile and sea creature can be tamed, and it has been tamed by mankind. But no human being can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil, full of deadly poison. Ooh. With it with it we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth come blessings and cursings. My brothers, these things ought not to be so. Does a spring pour forth from the same opening both fresh water and salt water? Can a fig tree, my brothers, bear olives, or a grapevine produce fruit figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. Bless you.
God bless you.
Can a fig tree, my brothers, bear olives, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. Watch what you say. Watch how you speak. Watch how you think. Watch how you walk. So, you know what I'm saying? We need to be very careful of what we say, and we take for granted the power in our words, in our, what we say, how we speak to people, how we jump to respond. And some things don't deserve a response. It's kind of go with my tuned in also, like, you know what I'm saying? You want to respond a certain way, but is it edifying? Is it is it grace? Is it it could be right, it could be accurate, but it might not be graceful.
I think you said a very powerful word.
Mm-hmm.
You want.
Mm-hmm. And it ain't about what
You
want. Right.
You know what I mean?
It's about not your will, but not my will, but your will.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my round table topic.
Nice. That was dope, and it lined up with what you was talking about and tuned in, man. I like that.
Yeah. Amen.
Love your brother.
Yeah.
And, refrain your mouth. And I was like I was saying, that was dope. He was going hamburger amateur in the Bible app, and I wanted to respond, but then it was like, it's another one. That's another one.
Right.
I said, ooh, he feels some type of way.
Yeah, I thought it was dope. We was talking, and he was like, man, yeah, I seen you going amateur in the Bible app, and it sounds like, I seen you wilding out on Twitter, but not
right,
so,
you wilding out on the Bible app.
Yeah.
So for clarification,
yeah,
for anyone that doesn't use the Bible app,
mm-hmm.
If you're a part of if you're friends, Bible friends,
yeah,
basically your activity, you get notifications from your friends.
Yep.
And every once in a while, I see it all the time with both you guys, boy. We get there may be an hour where I get about 20 notifications from one of y'all.
Right.
So y'all,
Yeah.
both of y'all be going ham on that.
Highlights, bookmarks.
Yeah, yep.
If you got plans going on,
Right.
I can see. You can comment. You can heart. You can, if you make a, like one of those images or whatever you might share on social media. So it's social media in itself.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think it's good. It's a good reminder to keep each other aligned as
It's
well,
a community.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's dope.
You know, I may start falling down the internet rabbit hole, and then I see one of your notifications, and I'm like, yeah, I need to tighten up. Hold on, let me get up off here. Let me go read.
And I've been back on social media for about 2 weeks. It's about to be over again. I ain't really tuned, like, I just been posting family but I love my people, man. It's just, man, it's terrible.
I love my people too, but it makes me look at my people
Funny.
So I'd rather when I do, because I don't got a lot of friends on social media, because most of the people on Facebook, Instagram.
In your face, pal.
My bad. Instagram, it's more, celebrities, but Facebook, it's mostly people I know, and they be on there talking crazy, and I don't want to feel a way towards my people. So I want to see you and be happy to see you and not think about your rigmarole you've been spewing. So,
You can see the core of evil. Like,
man, people they don't take it serious. They're saying to me, "Oh, it's just Facebook. Oh, it's just it ain't real." Yes, it is. You are really putting out how you feel and think in your core here, because it's just you in the room, and you're totally oblivious to this is the whole world, and you are saying the worst thing. You are displaying the worst things to the public.
Yeah, and I think it says something as well. Like, a lot of times people, when they give their opinion like that, it almost looks like you couldn't hold it in.
Right.
Like, you had to say that.
Right. It's knee jerk
because
reaction.
it's been festering,
and we could fall prey to that too.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's why I quit responding on people's posts, because somebody will say something, then I could respond, and then 10 minutes later I'll be like, I shouldn't even say that.
Let me tell you what happened to me. So the other day, presidential debates coming on,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and I watched it. I'm not gonna speak my opinion on it on here,
Mm-hmm.
but what I will say is I had some opinions, some very strong opinions,
Mm-hmm.
and as I was typing, I made one post, then I made another post, then I made another post which you loved that said Jesus, aka Yahshua, right? And then every time I went back to make another post, I would see that Jesus, aka Yahshua. That means I went back and erased all them opinions that I had about that debate, and was just like, you know what? Jesus, aka Yahshua, because
Jesus matters.
that's the only things. I mean, really, at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, that matters. So
For sure.
yeah, man, yeah, like.
All right, J1, what you got for us today?
So today, my round table talk is about walking through the fire and trusting the Lord with all your heart.
Yes, sir.
Over this, I'll say it started on the 26th of this month,
Mm-hmm.
the day I had the little, not little, but
You fell out.
when I had the scare, when I lost consciousness for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see my life flash before my eyes or anything like that, but the Lord spoke to me. Like, when I was laying there, that was the first time I really feel like in a long time that I consciously seen and felt my faith activated. I didn't have
I got you. Yeah.
I didn't have no worries. It was like sometimes we may try to hype ourselves or coach ourselves. And,
Mm-hmm.
nah, God got me in. I was calm. I was just like trying to catch my breath. As I looked up, I told my wife, I said, call the ambulance. And I was just like, and I looked up, and something inside my head was like, trust me. And I was like, yeah, I know this. It ain't time for this. I don't know what's going on. and it was just that cool and laid back, and I didn't worry. But what I wanted the doctors to do was find out what was going on with me physically.
Right.
But right then and there, spiritually, my faith was activated. So I went to the hospital that day, and I went to the hospital that day. My wife just called, and I went to the hospital that day, and I stayed there for about 9 hours. Came out, blood work all right, everything good. Went home, went to work the next day, went to the gym the next day. And so I don't remember exactly what I was doing when I heard this, when the Holy Spirit spoke to me when it happened. And it was basically like, yeah, man. And it just, then my life flashed before my eyes. Remember I told you when I had, you know, when people say before they die and it's about to happen in your life, suddenly my life flashed before my eyes. And when I mean that, what I'm saying is, when I was younger and we weren't living in the best, we weren't living in the best possible way we could be living as far as poverty stricken, or when I started to grow up and have realizations that I didn't have a solid father figure in my life, and or when I started to learn and think for myself, but still follow trends that weren't good for me and weren't inviting to me, that caused me to be in situations where I could have been potentially jailed for life, to where I got assaulted, to where I grew up a little older and I still indulged and I still had those old habits where I could have been killed and I was drug dealing and I went to jail, or I could have caught AIDS. I was being a womanizer. I have a history of being, I had a history of being somewhat violent. And I'm just saying it straight out like this because in between all of these times I named, God was there every time, pulling me out of these death-defying situations. When people say, I think us all as humans have a life that you could write a book on, and this is just a part of mine. And I just, through all that time, I got introduced to God, and God told me last week. He said, "Hey, your story's here to share with somebody, to let them know that they're not the only one who's been through this. It might be one person out there in the world that's like, man, ain't nobody never been through what I've been through. Well, somebody has, and God will walk you through the fire, but at some point, you have to let go and trust. You know what I mean? So God will continue to be God. He's not going to force you to love him, but he's going to force his love on you. He's not going to force you to love him, but he's going to force, the word force, his love on you. God is great. He's going to.
What do you mean force?
Like,
his love on
you know, you know what force is? Like
Yeah.
a push?
Yeah.
Like he puts his love on you no matter what. No matter what. So, I just want to read a couple of
What does that mean though? I don't understand what I'm
like,
trying to. Because
okay.
he's not gonna force you to love him.
Like
He's gonna force his love on you. I'm missing the.
He's not going to force you to love him. Like,
Okay.
you gotta love me, and if you don't, you going to hell.
Right.
But no matter what you do, he's going to parade. He's going to show you that he loves you.
Okay.
Yeah, I took it as, love as in just
He gonna love you anyway.
and the things that you experience, whether you are like you're going to experience love of a child, the birth,
Even if you
the
don't
growth of a
recognize it as love.
right, the growth of a plant, how the planets and stars are aligned, like that is love for
Okay,
us, right?
Yeah.
That's at least that's how I took it.
Yeah, that's right. I hyper focused on force.
Right,
Gotcha.
The Lord has brought. He's just been telling me to trust him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I got revelation through this situation I just went through with my health
Yeah.
in the last week
Yeah.
about trusting him.
Yeah.
And when I went to work, I was reading. I'm in Deuteronomy. He started me from the beginning, and in the beginning, I like the Holy Spirit. He'll point you in the direction where you need to go.
Yeah.
And so, this is my second time being pointed back to the beginning of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where should I go? Should I go back to Genesis? And this time, this is like the farthest consistently, without stopping and taking a break, that I went through the beginning books in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's never getting boring. It's getting more interesting. I'm receiving more revelation.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, it was the value relationship with God. And now we're getting to the part of trust.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we diving into trust, and I'm in Deuteronomy, and I'm seeing trust, and a lot of things out of these passages that I'm reading, I see where the people that he chose and the people that he gave blessings and made covenant with, no matter what he did for them, they act as if they didn't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't trust him. They said, they ain't want to have nothing to do with him and the people that he selected to govern them and make sure they was all right, even though they don't even know in the background, these same people that you like, I don't want to even know what's up with him no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like Moses, they was like, oh, we don't want to know what's up with him because he was gone too long.
Yeah.
So you don't trust even though he's showing you that God is doing things through him for y'all, you don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't messing with him. But on the flip side, on the backhand, Moses back there like, nah, don't do that to them. When God ready to bust a move and be like, I could just go ahead and create and just take a squat on them and create a whole new people that's gonna be right. And he like, nah, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't what's up. That's not the God that you say you are. That's not what you said. So you can't change your word. You know what I'm saying? And God listened to him, but that's because of the relationship. And throughout that whole thing, I seen how much Moses trusted God to listen to him. And he told him, like, look, and no matter what, God loved those people and showed them, like, it seemed like every time, and I get this from the, turn the other cheek thing that I think Jesus took it to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to turn the other cheek, you know what I'm saying? Bless them when they curse you, type thing. I believe that Jesus really acts out when he say, "I'm just doing what my Father does."
Yeah,
I literally believe because it's all, and I didn't line those like this is. It's not two separate Bibles. It's not the Old Testament and the New Testament, and it's two separate Bibles. It's one Bible, and it. Now I'm starting to see it clear. Like, okay, so when he said this, he's actually doing all the guidelines that it shows you in the Old Testament.
Yeah,
he's doing everything, like everything that man couldn't do or wouldn't do, and God was getting ticked off about it. And he had his front men, the men he put up front. to delegate, that he would come back and you know what I'm saying. And they had to tell him like, but yo, give him another chance. Don't do him like that, because they trusted in him and they believed in him and they believed in his word. What he did every time was fix the situation. And so we get in situations where it don't look like the grass gonna ever grow. It don't look like we ever gonna make it. It don't look like we never uh it don't look like we never gonna be financially straight. It don't look like we ever gonna reach the peaks that we need to reach in order to make it in this here life. But God said, if you look at your life, well, what about this time? And 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 what about this time? What about when I saved you? What about when I spared you because you said you loved me and you were seeking me and I could have gave you 1,000,000 years for something that you did? What about that time? Or what about the time you were coming to me and you were trying to learn about me and you stepped out of the way of me, but you tried to connect with me and you fell by the wayside and almost got killed. But I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna let you go like that because you was just trying to ride with me. I think I can get your attention. Or what about the time? Just several times and spaces in your life. If you look back over it, you can identify when God has came to you. But how quickly do we forget that God has been there for us because we get caught up in our emotions or we get caught up in what we want. But when you seek God's will, it's coming to me. When you seek God's will and trusting, He's gonna lay it out for you. And He told me the other day, He's just like, I just had revelation that everything that excuse me, everything that Jesus said to when Jesus when the devil was trying to tempt him, that everything that Jesus said to the devil on the mount, it was written. Now, a lot of people like, yeah, duh. I didn't know that these were literally passages out the Old Testament because I just really, and I done read the Old Testament a lot of times, but
what did you think he was saying when he said it was written?
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't. And I was like, man, I'm slow or something. Like, how didn't I put that together? Why didn't I research? Like, and then the Holy Spirit was just like, don't worry, man, you ain't slow, man. I'm gonna do what I want to do with you.
Right. I'm gonna tell you something crazy. Just jump in real fast. Both verses you guys read, I read last night. But go ahead.
For real?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. So I got another one I want to read out of Deuteronomy, and it's my Walk Through the Fire piece. And I was watching. Shouts out to Divine Ministries. I was watching.
Shouts out Apostle.
Yeah, I was watching the Apostle last week, and it's like,
man, my schedule been so switched around. I ain't called him or Brother Berean about a week and a half. Yeah. Shout out Berean TV.
Gonna run amok. So, but if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou shalt seek him with all thy heart and all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God and and be obedient to his voice, I know where you're going with this, and I'm telling you, this is the truth. It's not been one time where I've been tripping, and God got to me through you, through other ways that got my attention, where I called myself so-called turning my back on him or not loving him or saying, nah, that ain't on that, right? But as soon as I came back, he straightened me out. And I mean, it was all love. It was nothing bad. It was always improvements, increase, more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And
he don't punish you for coming back.
Not at all.
Well, you don't
Right.
you don't go home and get a punishment and get a whooping.
Nope.
He be like, I'm
Yeah.
waiting on you to come back. You was tripping.
Right.
Good over here, dog.
Right.
Yeah, prodigal son.
Yep.
So he say, when in the latter days, if thou turn the Lord thy God and shalt be obedient to his voice, for the Lord thy God is a merciful God.
Mm.
He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he swore unto them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there had been any such thing as this great thing, or has heard like it. And when that part right there, have you heard or seen? I mean, in any other religion, any other person, have you heard or seen the great things that Yahweh has done? Have you? Think about it. Even if you're,
I have.
Definitely.
even if you're not a believer, but just what you heard about this God that the Christians serve, the followers of the way, what have you heard anything? This is the greatest show on earth, and in heaven. And a lot of things stuck out in this particular passage to me that made me just made, give you the heebie-jeebies, the chills, because man, listen, it's deep. And
Good old spirit.
right. So, for ask now of the days that are past, which are before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of the heaven unto the other, whether has there been any such as great thing as, or has been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as as thou hast heard and lived? Or hath God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst another nation by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for Egypt before your eyes? That was a question. Have y'all seen that? And unto thee it was showed that thou mightest know that the Lord, he is God. There is no one else besides him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou hast heard his words in the midst of the fire. And that's where I get the title, Walk in the Fire, because sometimes your whole life, it'll seem like the kitchen too hot. It'll seem like it's fire.
Yeah.
When you think of fire, you think about burning up. When you think of hell, you think about burning up. And but when you think about the fire of God, it's power.
Think of power.
It's
Think of refinement.
Yes, it's riveting. It's pushing you forward. It's making you shine like bronze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Fire on the coal.
right. So, man, somebody out there, God loves you. I know it feel like you walking through the fire, but trust God as you walk through that fire. Ask God to fix you. Ask God to change you. Ask God to teach you how to open up that Bible and read it. Just open it. Ask him, say, I don't understand this.
Talk to the people.
I don't understand this. I'm looking all over the clock. I don't understand this. Show me. Teach me. God will take you as is. He don't need you no other way but as is, so he can show you. He can Rubik's Cube you. He can take all those different aspects and things in your life and do it for a greater purpose in his will, and it's to glory him. So I just man, I just want to say, I know your life might be hard. We go through things. Hey, we lose people we love. We lose loved ones. We get in debt. We got tons of child support. We feel like we can't do nothing right. Trust in God, and He will show you Him. He will show you. He will teach you. I don't ever regard myself. I don't regard myself as stupid and slow, but I don't regard myself as a scholar. But God has given me. I can just tell by how I study and research things. I didn't never really like school, but He's teaching me.
Mm-hmm.
He's teaching me how to teach people.
Yeah.
A person like I felt a person like me can't do that. I ain't gonna never be, but I'm doing it. And it's all God. It's not by my effort. It's because I seek it. I ask Him, teach me how to do this. He's like he's a real father.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Show me how to do this. Hey, this is out of my control. I can't handle this situation. So it get hot in that kitchen. It get hot out here in this wilderness
Mm-hmm.
and this forest fire. Trust God to see you through it, and He will. And that's my round table talk for today.
Nice.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Yeah.
Dope. Praise God. All right, now. That's another one in the can.
Uh-huh.
The Mighty Royal Family. Crown of Glory Podcast, episode 14.
1-4.
And
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and close this thing on out, man. This is a great show.
Awesome
Welcome back,
show.
school.
Hey,
Yeah.
back. I'm sorry if I was a little stiff on this one, but God is moving.
Not at all. Not at all.
And I think my brother he covered me with the chip challenge in the sunglasses. It was exciting, you know what I'm saying? So thanks, man. I love y'all.
Yeah,
Love you
love you
too,
too,
man.
man. Let's get this crap out.
No. He wanna
Oh.
take that as a souvenir. He wanna go show
So
off.
you don't want to see that no more.
Yeah. Get
He
that
was
out of
about
my
to-
face.
That was about to be super trash.
Right.
Well, let's man, I love the people. I love God. I love y'all. And man, we just want to remind everybody that if you need an escape, if you need truth, if you want peace, joy, sturdy, real foundation, a breakthrough, newness, freshness, try Jesus, man. Try Jesus. I mean, but trying for real. Like, you can't trying like you know what I'm saying? You can't finagle.
Right.
You can't gaffle God. You gotta be.
Can I use one of your famous ones?
Mhm.
You can't pimp God.
You can't pimp God. You
Sure
can't.
can.
You can't prostitute God. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to that point to where you really, really, really want something new, you really want the freshness, you really want to step into your destiny and what you were destined for and designed for and fashioned for, you have to go to the Creator. That's the only place you can go. That's the only place you can get it from. So, Lord, we thank you. We love you. We are continuing to grow in you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for giving us patience and showing us how to have patience and empathy and understanding. Show me how to love my brothers better. Show me how to love your children better. Show me how to be us. Show us how to be better shepherds and stewards of the things that you give us. Lord, we receive your grace and mercy, your peace and joy, your understanding, your power to renew our mind, to renew our heart, to renew our thinking, so that we literally walk in your will and not our will. I don't want nothing that ain't for me. I want everything that you have for me, nothing more, nothing less. But I surrender to being reprogrammed into how to settle into that, how to surrender to that, how to get in line and get out the way. Get in line and get out the way. You know what I'm saying? So Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the door. He is the only access that you have to the Father. the Creator, and holla at him. Holla at him in the name of
Amen.
Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
Peace. Oh yeah. School.
We got some house cleaning, housekeeping to do.
Oh yeah. School.
You know, so definitely just want to reiterate, bring your burdens to Jesus. Trust him with all your, believe in his name and trust him with all your heart and your soul.
Yeah.
Love on God. And he will show you the way. So I gotta say this our social media handles.
Yeah.
IG crown _of_glory _360, and you can follow us on Twitter at COG360, and also tune in to our YouTube channel, Crown of Glory 360, and check out the podcast. We now on episode 14.
14.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure you hit that like button and do me a favor. Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback.
Yeah.
We are always looking to improve, and if there's something that you want from us, leave a comment. Let us know.
If you like, thumbs up. If you
Thumbs
don't
up.
like, thumbs down.
That's okay
Yeah,
too.
Know what I'm saying?
and if
We appreciate the feedback.
Yeah.
My bad. And if y'all want to comment on a music review, comment. If y'all got an opinion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We like to hear from y'all. Also, don't. This is stupid. And I'm about to drink some water. I know it's been about.
All right, hey, you definitely a super duper heavyweight.
Yeah, you get the heavyweight chip challenge of the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? I think if I don't know, we could check the tape and see how long, but it was long enough.
It was long. Yeah.
Take us out, Bean.
All right. So, people, just make sure that you are smiling,
Yep.
being polite,
Yep.
telling someone you love them.
Yep.
I love y'all.
I love you
I
too.
love you too.
Oh yeah, it ain't that part yet. We do that. We do the Wonder Twins stuff after.
The Wonder
Okay.
Twins.
Well, I still love y'all.
I love you too.
Love you too.
And as always, wherever you go,
Yeah.
whatever you do,
Uh-huh.
remember to be salt and light and walk in godliness.
Amen.
Peace.
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 Now we. This was a
Yeah.
long show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite fun though.
Yeah, always fun.
41.
I got distracted a
42.
lot.
Now
43.
I'm about to ball on you for that chip because I'm.
45.
I gotta run. I gotta take him home.
All right,
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
you coming back up?
Yeah, but I'm gonna help you break down though.
No, we don't.
Nah, we ain't breaking down no more.
No more?
Man, we ain't breaking down no more.
No more?
You about to get them ankles broke. That's what we
Man,
breaking down, them ankles.
I wanna go ball. Let me make a call.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You trying to ball, make that call.
I love
Yeah.
y'all too, man. Thanks.
Peace.
I appreciate the shots out, man. That made me feel good. I was in my hospital bed. My mama told me get out the game. You know what I mean? You know what I'm